Think making more money makes you rich? Think again. Welcome to Finances with Finn, where we expose money mistakes before...
I'm Finn. Welcome back to The Explainer. So this is day 5, and we are diving headfirst into the ultimate showdown, the debt snowball versus the debt avalanche. Look, if you've ever checked your accounts and just felt that awful, sinking feeling of carrying consumer debt, trust me, you're not alone. It's basically one of the most common financial struggles out there. We're all lugging around these credit cards, personal loans, and car payments that kind of feel like they're eating our paychecks alive, right? Well, today, we are taking on the exact thing draining your income and breaking down the specific strategies you need to finally break out. Let's get right into it.
But first, we really have to understand the enemy we're fighting here, the minimum payment trap. Think about it. If you borrow $5,000 on a credit card at a, say, 24% interest rate, and you only pay the minimums, you aren't on a payment plan. You're on a subscription to being broke. You'll literally be paying that off for almost 2 decades. And worse, you're going to hand the bank over $6,000 just in interest. That is more than you originally borrowed. The math behind a minimum payment is specifically calculated by banks to keep you exactly where you are.
So, to escape this trap, you need focused fire. You've got to pay the minimums on everything, sure, but then you aim every single spare dollar at one debt at a time. But here's the million-dollar question. Which debt do you attack first? Well, there are 2 famous doors out of this mess, and the internet has literally been fistfighting over them for 20 years. Behind door number 1, we've got the debt snowball, which is all about psychology. Behind door number 2 is the debt avalanche, which is mathematically superior, and they are definitely not the same. Let's look at which one actually works best. Section 1. Meet your debt lineup. To anchor all these abstract ideas into reality, let's look at some real-world math. Meet our test subject for today, Alex. Now, what's super interesting here is just how completely normal Alex's debt lineup looks. We've got 4 debts. There's an $800 store card with a really toxic 27% interest rate, a credit card sitting at $4,500 at 23%, a $2,700 personal loan at 12%, and finally, a car loan of $9,000 at 8%. All told, that's $17,000 in debt. I know, it feels like drowning. But here's the crucial part. Alex went through their budget and managed to scrape together $500 a month of what we call attack money, basically extra cash on top of the minimum payments. Let's see what happens when we unleash that $500.
Section 2. The debt snowball.
Okay, let's run Alex's numbers through our first method. The snowball is wildly popular, mostly because it completely ignores interest rates and focuses 100% on human psychology. The secret sauce is the order. Step 1, you line up your debts from the smallest balance to the largest balance, totally ignoring the interest rate. Step 2, you throw all of that attack money at the smallest debt. For Alex, that's the $800 store card. Doing this, it dies in just under 2 months. Bam! That is a massive, immediate motivational win. Then, step 3, you take the minimum payment you were making on that dead store card, add it to your attack money, and roll the whole shebang into the next smallest debt, which is the personal loan. Like a snowball rolling downhill, your payment power just keeps growing with every debt you flatten. Look, humans quit plans that don't show progress, right? The snowball buys you that critical early momentum. So here are the final results for Alex using the snowball method. By focusing on quick kills and ignoring the interest rate math, Alex is completely debt-free in 32 months. Over that time frame, they'll pay roughly $3,300 in total interest. That early momentum successfully carried them all the way to the finish line. Section 3. The debt avalanche. But what if you're a numbers person? Enter the avalanche. This is the mathematically optimal strategy because it ignores the account balances and is entirely focused on minimizing financial damage. Step 1, line up your debts from the highest interest rate to the lowest. Step 2, attack that highest rate first because that's your most toxic money. For Alex, the 27% store card still happens to be first, but after that, the paths split. The avalanche goes straight after that 23% credit card next. And this brings us to step 3, which is a warning. That's a $4,500 balance. That means it's a demotivating, months-long grind. You're essentially shoveling money in the dark for a long time before you finally get to celebrate a second kill. You just have to ignore the lack of early wins and trust the math. But, the math actually does reward you. Since every spare dollar hits the most poisonous debt first, your total interest is mathematically minimized. For Alex, the avalanche method means being debt-free in 31 months, paying a total of roughly $3,000 in interest. On paper, the avalanche literally cannot lose.
Section 4. The head-to-head reveal.
Okay, so we've got the psychology of the snowball going up against the cold, hard math of the avalanche. Pitting them head-to-head exposes the dirty little secret of this 20-year internet war. The mighty Avalanche, the mathematically perfect method, saved Alex exactly 1 month and about $300. Yeah, that's it. Over nearly 3 years of fighting and sacrificing, the difference is just $300. When your debt balances are relatively small and the interest rates are somewhat close together, the mathematical gap between these two methods is surprisingly tiny.
And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the absolute ultimate truth of getting out of debt. The best method is the one you actually finish. The psychological benefit of staying motivated is worth thousands of dollars more than having perfect math on a spreadsheet. I mean, if the Avalanche makes you quit after 6 months because you feel like you aren't making any progress, well, then the math is completely useless. The method you finish will always beat the method you abandon. Section 5, the hybrid approach. Now, what if you don't want to choose between momentum and math? What if you want both? Well, here is how you run my absolute favorite strategy, the hybrid approach. Step 1, you attack the 1 or 2 absolute smallest debts first, totally ignoring their interest rate. You're purposely buying that crucial early motivational win. You feel that victory, and then you recruit those minimum payments into your attack money. Then step 2, once those quick kills are done, you pivot completely to the Avalanche order. You line up whatever heavy balances are left by their interest rate, and you let the math efficiently clear out the remaining damage. You get the motivational armor of the early wins, and then you just use math to finish the job. It's the best of both worlds.
Section 6, Accelerators and Traps.
No matter which method you end up choosing, there are always tactics to speed up your timeline. First up, balance transfers. Moving high-rate credit card debt to a 0% introductory card essentially freezes your interest for a year or more. But you gotta watch out for that 3 to 5% transfer fee, and remember, it's a countdown, not a cure. Second tactic, literally just call the bank and ask for a lower rate. It takes 10 minutes, and frankly, they say yes surprisingly often just to keep you on the hook. That phone call alone can save you hundreds. Third, snowflaking. This just means throwing every random bit of cash, a tax refund, selling some clutter, birthday money, directly at the debt the very day it arrives. $50 here and there quietly shaves entire months off your timeline.
But you've absolutely got to avoid the red flag traps. Number 1, raiding your retirement accounts to pay off credit cards. Please don't do this. It's a massive mistake. You trigger taxes, heavy penalties, and you destroy decades of compound interest. You can easily lose a third of your money before it even touches the debt. Number 2, payday loans. With interest rates in the hundreds of percent, it's not a rope out of the hole, it's a shovel. And number 3, bad debt consolidation. If a company offers you a lower monthly payment by just stretching your loan over 5 extra years, you're actually paying way more in total interest. It's just a trap wearing a friendly smile.
Section 7, your action plan. Look, understanding all of this means absolutely nothing if you don't build your own escape route tonight. So here is your concise 10-minute homework assignment. Step 1, list every single debt on paper, the balance, the rate, the minimum. Trust me, it is always scarier in your head than it is on paper. Step 2, comb through your budget and find your attack money, even if it's only $50, find it. Step 3, pick your method, Snowball, Avalanche, or hybrid. Step 4, automate the minimums on everything and set up an automatic payment of your full attack money onto target number 1. Your starting line is officially today. So which team are you on? Are you choosing the psychological momentum of the Snowball, the mathematical perfection of the Avalanche, or the strategic balance of the hybrid? The math is crystal clear, but the psychology is entirely up to you. Commit to a strategy today, let us know your choice in the comments, and ask yourself, what will your life actually look like the month after that final payment clears? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.